Me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best, 'cause it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. There's lights that burn so brightly, in the northeast sky they shine. From the place that Geordies worship, where legends wear number 9. You can travel right round the world, even meet the Pope in Rome. But nothing beats the feeling of when you come back here to home. No matter how life changes, we'll never be far apart. The northeast always home, and it's always in your heart. Take me home to the banks of the River Tyne. Take me home to the place that I call mine.
Hi, good evening everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV, and yes, it's another transfer show on this lovely sunny Thursday evening. I'm joined by Roly, and yes, Kyle will be on from about 7:30. How are you, Roly?
I'm feeling very Champions League again.
Hey, still got to feel Champions League.
Yeah.
Absolutely that. And yeah, why not? Why not indeed? But yeah, we're going to just talk about latest names that are linked to our great club again, you know, and there are a few different links now, and you know, transfer window doesn't open for a week. But when we see a transfer window, the one that opens on the 14th is just domestically only. International transfer window doesn't open until July. So just get those dates in your diaries. Okay, so before we go to the show, if you do like what you see, then please smash that like. It does help the channel with search results, so please smash those likes. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Also, if you are brand new to the channel, then come and join this amazing community and smash that subscribe. It's free to do so. Also, the bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record, or any upcoming shows. If you'd like to make a donation, there is a link in the chat. Click the link and follow the instructions. Okay, let's get into some comments before we get into the nitty-gritty. And Bia says, evening, Tony, Roly and Kyle. Good evening to you, Bia. Kyle will be along very, very soon. So, yeah. Holly says, hi, Tony. Good evening. Good evening to you, Holly. I hope you're very well indeed. Mason says, evening, everyone. I see Palace have signed Jefferson Lerma. Yeah, because he's on a free, wasn't he, from Bournemouth out of contract. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shock. Jake says, Roly, the return of the king.
Thanks, Jake.
Michael Tube HD, Man City fan. Hello to you, sir. You're looking forward to Saturday night. Lee says, evening, Tony, Roly. Have he? Yeah. Good evening to you, Lee. Hope you're well, mate. Hi, Tony and Roly. Hope you're well, says Ian Fleming. Good evening to you, Ian. I hope you're well, sir. Kate Thorburn says, hi, Tony and Roly. How are you both doing? From Kate and Jonathan. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine, Kate. Thank you very much. And Jonathan, yeah, absolutely. There we go.
Loving the weather.
Yeah. And Jan says, evening. Good evening to you as well, Jan. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to be glorious weekend. So if I do a show on a Saturday afternoon, it may be from outside, because if the weather's so nice, it's too hot to sit indoors. It's supposed to be about 28 degrees. I'll sit outside and do the show. So there you go. It'll be a garden show. But yeah, so it'll be absolutely fantastic, that. I mean, before we go to transfers, I just want to touch base, Roly, because obviously you haven't been on for a few days. Wednesday, I just put out a pre-record about some latest news going about. And last night, I was going to do a show, but then because with the West Ham game being on, I thought a lot of people probably watch the West Ham game. And I didn't want to disrupt people's evenings watching the game. So, and I was watching it as well. So I just thought, you know what? I'll leave it till Thursday. I mean, look, first of all, congratulations to West Ham. That was one hell of a win against Fiorentina last night. And I just think that referee last night, I wonder if he's been watching Andre Marina too much, because when there was 5 minutes of injury time, that seemed to go on for another 3 or 4 minutes afterwards before he finally blew the whistle. And I'm thinking to myself, hang on, this is a Spanish referee. It's not Maradona in disguise, is it, with a mask on or something? Because, against Liverpool, Maradona done the same, added minutes on against us.
Mhm.
And I thought it was like, I'm sure that referee was like, until Fiorentina scored, but because they weren't going to score, he had to blow the whistle eventually. But, I just was amazed by the amount he had it on. And I'm trying to work out where it's from.
That ref had a really strange game because for the first 10, 15 minutes, he was giving nothing to West Ham. And then as the game grew on, he started being more even-handed. There are a few substitutions right at the end, which is, and I think there was one stoppage. I think that's why he went on a little bit. But I think he played more than he needed to over the 5 minutes. But it didn't make any difference because by that time the game was won. But it's
a great goal by Bowen.
Yeah. It's really the only piece of class that West Ham showed in the whole game. I thought they just about edged it, but because Fiorentina had all the possession but did nothing with it. I think they had 3 shots on target in the whole game. Or was it 2?
Yeah.
3, and 2. One was straight at, they're both straight at Aurelio, and the other one was the goal. But they hardly had any shots. It's well done, West Ham. Well done, West Ham. But they're going to be unbearable because they're going to be going on how they're champions of Europe now. I've got a West Ham mate. They had Joe Cole in the commentary and he's going how massive they are. I'm thinking, get a life.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Well done to them. I mean, that was a penalty all day. I mean, I know they were sort of like saying, is it a penalty? Is it not? But it is, because when you put your hand towards that ball, you're making an effort to hit that ball with your hand. So that is intent. And when that's intent, that is going to be a penalty. When he was sent the ball,
I'm not so sure he was going to punch the ball. I think he put his arm forward to drag back the player. But because his hand was going forward and it hit the ball, you've got to give the penalty. It's penalty all day long. At least there's one good thing about West Ham winning the cup, because they'll be all going, "Oh, we're the champions of Europe," rather than saying that they won the World Cup just because 3 West Ham players were in the 66 side and Jeff Hurst scored the goals.
Yeah, absolutely, indeed, Roly. Just getting to some comments here before going to the players. How are the lads? Says Evan and Dicker and Guerrero and Jose Perez on a free. Don't want Jose Perez back though. Thank you very much. And Evan and Dicker wants about 200 grand a week, I think. Lee says, have a good tune day. Can't wait for the summer signings. Let's see what King Eddie can bring for us. Hopefully he's going to be quite the best way of keeping things under wraps on the media. Absolutely, Lee, definitely. That's definitely the way forward. BS is glad West Ham won, but both sides were poor. I can't think of any other chances for West Ham other than the goal. Do you know what? It doesn't matter. It's how you take your chances and how you win a final. And that's how you win a final. If you want to win a final, you score the winner in the last minute and make it hard for the other team to get back into it. And I tell you what, Bowen done well to keep yourself on side, and what a great finish. Considering this lad's come all the way from non-league, and he could have joined us, he could have literally joined us, but we wouldn't pay the money. Congratulations, West Ham, well done, says Lee. Howie the lad says, I get a Alcaraz from Coventry, definitely plays like Callum Wilson would be. Good to blood him in. Isak was playing up top with him for the Swedes. I know this conversation's gone on, but I don't think it's a player that we are particularly looking at. I'm not 100% sure if it is or not, but, if we are, then can we see it? I'm not so sure. But again, it's not a bad shout. But I think he could I think he might end up somewhere like a Brentford or somewhere like that, or even a Brighton. But I don't think he'll end up in Newcastle. But again, who knows? We never know. He could be on our radar for all we know. But anyway, let's get to these players as well. But Also, what I just want to say quickly on as well, I think this is absolutely tremendous, and this was something that just come totally out of the blue on Tuesday. It was just all of a sudden, it came out Tuesday afternoon that this was happening, and that was Live Golf and the PGA and DP World Tour all come together and merged as one. Now then, we know the differences that some of the PGA have had, like, we know Rory McIlroy's very outspoken against it. He would never join the Live Tour. He's still a little bit outspoken about it, but he says, but for it to come together is absolutely massive. Yes, it is massive because not only that, they're going to inject a hell of a lot more money into golf as well. So the thing is, it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm waiting for Oliver Holt to have a meltdown over this. We've had other people come out saying it's sports washing. Come on, give it a rest now. Saudis mean business, and you better start believing that as well. Also, rumoured on Tuesday as well that supposedly tomorrow, and it's supposed to be tomorrow, that the new home strip will be revealed. And they are looking at that design. And I think that is a lovely home top. I will definitely have it. I love it. Takes me back, 39 years ago when this little top was about. And it's exactly the same as that. The only difference is it's not made by Umbro. It hasn't got that NUFC crest on, and it hasn't got the blue star on. But everything else, it's exactly the same as that top.
Apart from the shoulders.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Roly, your thoughts on that top?
Yeah, it's a good top. It does remind me of that era in the 80s. And I remember a certain Mr. Keegan playing his debut in that, scoring against, I think it's QPR.
Yeah, yes.
So you've got Beardsley and Waddle were in that kit as well. Yeah, I remember it well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the cellar in black and white looks good as well.
It does, doesn't it? I mean, you look at that, it just matches lovely, doesn't it? It's better than that blue Fun 88 on the front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Also, Fun 88 aren't going away. They are staying as the Asian betting partner. What a great move by the club.
Yeah, great move.
What a great move.
So, I mean, obviously, we get even more money because we're getting more money for the shirts, front of shirt sponsorship. Plus, we get some from Fun 88.
Yeah.
It probably won't be as much as they paid for the front of shirt sponsor, but they paid like all. But it'll be a decent amount of money. And they obviously wanted to keep their association with the club.
Yeah. Mason thinks Alcaraz will go to Sporting. That's interesting. I mean, the lad says, like, golfers don't make enough. Well, absolutely. I mean, I'm not a golf fan. I don't follow it. It's not something I watch. I couldn't stand there and watch it. It's whatever floats your boat. It doesn't float my boat, unfortunately. But people are each their own. But I just think it's a great deal. Just the fact it's, part of PIF that's in charge of this as well. And it's just absolutely brilliant.
I don't know if anybody plays golf or's been to a driving range. I don't play golf, but I've been to a driving range, and I can understand. I can understand why they're paid so much, because in 50 balls, I'll be lucky to get 2 that go in exactly the same direction.
Yes. Yes, as I love golf, really my problem is the windmill is always in my way. Oh, do you mean the crazy golf? I don't mind that. That's all right, that. 80 throwback says Toonami, absolutely, mate. I mean, the lad says Keegan didn't wear that on his debut. No, he didn't.
He
didn't.
Didn't he?
No.
I thought his debut was at home against QPR.
Not with that shirt on, it wasn't. No, it was the...
Oh, it's the one with the collars, isn't it? It's the one with the collars.
Yeah, in the big white circle with the blue star in it.
Yeah, it's the one. That's the seat. I'm sure he played in it his final season, but
yeah,
he must have been.
Says, I love how the owners are trying to make sure it's going back to the retro. Absolutely, looks brilliant. The new kit. Well, it's a leak. We don't know if that is the new kit. That's the problem. But it's just a leak. But again, it's been out there. How many times have we seen this? We saw this last season where the leak of the shirt come out and then it was spot on. So
that was it.
It had thicker stripes. Yes, it did as well. Yes,
it was. He was on NUSC Matters, and he believes that is actually the kit, and that they had to Photoshop them on. But I believe he believes that is the actual kit. We'll find out in due course.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure we will, and it'll be it'll be very, very interesting when we see if it is to be released tomorrow. That'll be fantastic because that will be on because that will be on the day of the Bladen races, which that would be absolutely fantastic, wouldn't it? Bladen races to have that. But yeah, I mean, look, I'll just bring up this picture, and it's probably not the best of pictures, but there we go. I'll bring it up anyway. This was the King Kev shirt that he was wearing at the time when he was at Newcastle, when he made his debut. Right, so there we go. The Umbro one, that one.
Yeah,
the one I said with the white circle and the blue star in the middle. Yeah, and the old badge on as well, because that was the new crest that came out. So,
I'm sure he wore
King Kev there.
But maybe it was just after his time.
With his lovely perm curly hair there, Kevin Keegan. Hey, I tell you what, still a fabulous player in that day as well. Still a fabulous player. And up until he retired, he was still absolutely fantastic. Good old KK there, special K.
The thing about him, he wasn't blessed with the greatest skill. It wasn't like a Maradona or Messi, but his work rate, his energy, and his goal scoring got him to Ballon d'Or. He won European Player of the Year twice at Hamburg. It's because his all-round game was superb.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely, Roly. So, yeah, definitely. Right, okay. So, we're going to go to the first player anyway. Mason said, I love the owners trying to make our shirts going back to retro. Absolutely, Mason. Looks brilliant, the new kit. It had thicker stripes, yeah. And Imran Varadi set him up, yes. Varadi, yeah. What a player. Good old days. Good in the Mighty Mouse, yeah.
He wasn't tall.
Heard Sam Vander has all the pyro and fireworks going off for his gigs. Yeah, he has. I mean, it's all been set up. I mean, there's talk that he might wear that shirt as well. So I don't know, but it's all... Well, I'm sure we'll find out tomorrow if Castor put anything out there. If it gets launched tomorrow, I'm sure we'll find out. But we'll definitely find out in due course. That is for sure. So, okay, so we're going to go to the first player that's being linked with us as well. So, no, we're not going to Madison. We are going to this fella, and that is Jean-Claire Todibo. Now, so Jean-Claire. Sorry,
the centre half from is it Nice?
That's Todibo, yeah. Who actually did play for Barcelona as well. Guy's 23 years of age. He's 6'2". He's right-footed, so he's a right-footed centre half. Exactly what we're looking for. 32 million euros is his value, so you've talked about 30 million euros. Ball control and ground duels are his strengths. He's disciplined, and error proneness is his weakness. But again, that just comes in time. Again, that's something that can be dealt with, and I'm sure Eddie Howe will deal with that as well. And also, like I say, he's played 33 out of 34 games, 3 times Team of the Week. No goals, obviously no assists because he's a centre half. Accurate passing per game is 89%. Accurate in his own half is 94%. He's been involved with 9 clean sheets. He's appeared in Ligue 1, UEFA Europa Conference League and the Coupe de France, which he's only had one appearance in. I mean, I'll bring it up on screen as well with his stats and that. So let's bring it up on screen. Right. I mean, so his last game was on the 27th of May against Montpellier. Nice won that 1-3-2, and he got a 6.5 rating for that one. But if you look, his ratings are not too bad. 7s, 6, 7. So between 6 and a 7 is his ratings. So not too bad. I mean, if you want to look at his heat map on, say, when they played Toulouse and drew 0-0 with Toulouse. And as you can see, there's his transfer fees. I mean, he would join Nice for €8.5 million. He's been at Barcelona, went to Nice on loan, went back to Barcelona, and then obviously signed for Nice. Was at Benfica as well. So he's been around a bit, even though he's only 23 years of age. And again, it's a bit like Pulisic. He started off young, and he seems to have been around a long time. I mean, he's had 2 yellows, 1 second yellow card, which has gone to red, and 2 red cards. So we can see his discipline isn't the greatest, but again, at 23, that can be improved. That can be improved by Eddie Howe and his coaching team. But his average rating is about 6.94, which isn't too bad, really. And about 30 million quid will bring you Jean-Claire Todibo. I mean, Roly, what do you think?
Well, I've heard a bit about him. Not seen him play, but he's an up-and-coming centre-half. He looks like he's got a lot of potential. And he'd initially come in, I'd expect to be the understudy to Shah with the potential to take over from him at the end of next season. So if we can get him on a decent fee, did I say what his expected value is at the moment?
Yeah, €32 million, so about 30 million quid.
That's a bit less than that. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
it's not too bad a fee. He's playing in France, so wages shouldn't be a problem.
No,
they could double his wages, and he'd still probably be under 60,000 a week.
Yeah,
especially as he's young. It'll be an interesting one, that. As I say, I've not seen him play. I'll probably have to put on a little YouTube video and see what he's like.
I mean, I'll share this as well on screen. This is on a different site about him as well, and give you a bit more into his profile. So, Jean-Claude Todibo is obviously he's played 34 games in Ligue 1, no goals, no assists, and he's played 9 games in the Conference League, and again, no goals, no assists. He's 23 in 160 days. He was born in Cayenne, French Guyana. His weekly wage, according to this, is £22,682 a week, or euros per week, sorry.
Yeah.
His contract's till 2027, so he's still got a fair amount. So they could ask for a good amount of money for him as well. That's the thing. So, but
you'd probably get him for sort of 35 million. 35 million euro, probably.
Yeah, which isn't too bad, really, is it? So,
£26 million. A decent investment.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Absolutely. So, yeah, again, can't get these.
So you can double his wages, and he's still, as I said, you could double his wages and still not on. He's under 60k a week. You could probably triple it if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Not bad at all, is it, Roly? So
No, because we need a right-sided centre half.
let's
So.
see. Let's see. Yeah. Mighty Win says, evening all, good evening to you, sir. Hope you're well. Wonky Donkey, hi all. Hi to you, Wonky Donkey. I'd go for Gonzalo Ignacio says, how are the lads? Not a bad shout.
I think he signed. I thought he'd signed somewhere recently. I can't remember.
See, Harrison Ashby could get a Conference League winners medal as he played in the competition, says Ian. Yes, that's true. He could do, yes. And because West Ham got 40 medals handed to them last night, so they can hand them out to whoever that they think needs one. So, yeah. And if Harrison Ashby gets one, fair play to him. And that's not a bad thing. So, yeah. Because he was West Ham's player before he came to us. So, yeah, you know, nobody will have a problem with that. Mighty Win says, if we're going to the next level, we need to be buying players with much average match scores of at least 7.5. Yeah, I see where you're coming from on that one.
But the problem with the ratings is that if you've not seen the guy play, the statistics are a good guide, but you actually need to see the guy play, see his for all the stuff that he does when he hasn't got the ball. His positioning is covering how he covers the other centre half. There's a lot more to it than just 7.5. That could be average play. I mean, I don't know. I don't watch the French league, so I don't know how good the guys playing around him are. If they're making mistakes and the defence isn't that good, he's not going to look as good.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
That's why I'll go if you'll indulge me for a moment. I'd just like to talk about that striker that you really like, Gift Orban.
Yeah,
the statistics look fantastic. We can't argue with them. As I said, it's the league. I've seen some of watched a few of his clips on YouTube, and the level he's playing at's poor. He looks really raw. There's a rough diamond. So if you're going for him, he's the sort of player you'd go and do what we've done with Goran Kowal or going to do with Minters, buy him and then loan him out for a season. He's not someone that you're bringing in to impact the first team squad, because I just think he's too raw. And that's from watching him. It's not from. That's why I say you need to actually see them, because I think one of the ways describing it is that a good player looks outstanding in mediocre company, and he's playing in mediocre company. So you can see that when you watch him play, and you think, well, God, the defending's so bad. No wonder he's getting so many goals. So he'd be a development project. He'd be someone you'd be looking to go in the under-21s, in my opinion. That's difficult. But you'd have to get a low price. But back to Todibo, I think it'd be a decent signing. Still got a lot of development to do. He's playing in a decent league. I mean, Botman played there. He's taken to the Premier League like a duck to water. He'll be playing or working with the best defence in the league. Well, tied best, because Man City conceded the same number of goals as we did. So with that, the leadership we've got in the squad and the coaching, he will raise his level. And plus he'll be fitter, because anybody that comes to Newcastle won't be as fit as the guys that are playing. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Yeah, I mean, I think if we are in for him, that's a decent shout. There's also the other guy, was it Shaw? Forget his first name. SCHWR, the Dutch guy that I forget which club he's at as well.
Oh, Persher.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
He's another one that's an interesting.
Just hits.
So the other thing with all these players, it's all about getting them at the right price and the right wages.
Yeah, absolutely, Roly.
Because until we've had Champions League for a number of seasons and we've built up all the sponsorship, that's when we can let fly with the money. That's why we can't really compete with the likes of Chelsea and that, because they've got all their off-field commercial revenue is driving it. That's why they can pay the big wages. We can't do that without it affecting the rest of our transfer business because of FFP.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm very skeptical of all the rumours linking us with Victor Osimhen, because I just don't think that in our current situation with FFP, I think it would affect the rest of the players that we're able to buy. I could be right.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go into some comments, Rory. I mean, I've starred Holly's comment. I'm going to come back to that later on in the show, Holly. So we will come back to your comment. I do promise you that one. Mighty Win says, I've heard that our recruitment team are very much going down the Brighton style data-led route. Yeah, absolutely. Arda Goulet is first team ready. Yes, he is. How are the lads? And yes, a player I rate highly. I think it could be we send him back to Fenerbahce on loan for a season. Who knows? Hips don't lie. Shakira. Yeah, they're saying she could be appearing. Lewis Hamilton's new girlfriend. BS says, big question, guys. Where is Hendrick going on loan? PSG, Bayern, Real, or Huddersfield? Well, I think what we need to do, I think technically the club should just get round the table with him and his agents and say, look, you've got a year left on your deal. Can we come to some compromise? Give you a payoff, let you go on a free, and just go wherever you want to go. I think that's how they should do it anyway, because we're not going to get much money for him.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt we get anything for him, but doing that, the payoff still counts against our FFP. But yeah, we'll they want to get shot of him, so they'll work the best deal that they can. We can trust them to do that.
Yeah. Lewis says, I think we need 6 or 7 to help the squad depth. That's interesting.
I don't think we're going to get that many.
Sven's stats were averaging A+. Yes, they were. But again, just because Todibo's isn't really massive, it doesn't mean to say he's a bad player. But he can be an understudy for Fabian Schär. So again, it all depends on coaching. I mean, I think they had a change of manager at least as well this season. I'm definitely keeping Maxi too, says Howie the lads. Lewis says, what a signing for Inter Miami with Messi. Yeah, absolutely. Didn't see that one coming. We thought he was going to Saudi.
Have you seen the package that they've given him? Apparently, he's on obviously massive wages, but he also gets a percentage of the TV revenue from that goes direct to him, and there's some other things. I think it's shirt sales. He gets a percentage of those. And then he gets the opportunity to own a franchise when he retires. So that's the Saudis can put up the money, but I think that's just an offer too good to refuse.
Yeah, absolutely, Roly. I mean, you're right with that one. So where are we there with the comments? Left side for me will be Bruno Sousa. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout. We'll have a talk about him shortly as well. Jake says, breaking news, Philip Schofield took ownership of Young Boys FC. Oh, for God's sake. Lewis saying, Jesus Christ, he actually got some money off Apple TV. We don't really want to talk about Schofield for what he's done. Mighty Win says, respected football finance analyst Kieran Maguire's recently stated that the team can spend 800 million without breaching FFP. The club PR department deserve an any size medal. Absolutely. Thing is, we can spend money, and I just think the club keep a lot of things close to their chest, which is great. And even if they're saying that we can spend 800 million, they might think, do you know what? we're not going to go out stupid and spend 800 million. We'll just spend a bit there and a bit here, just to keep everybody on their toes. So yeah, I mean, it's great.
If we spend 800 million in this window, we then get into an Everton situation where we've got this 800 million, we've reached the FFP limit, and then what we're going to do then? We're not going to buy players? Well, you need to buy players. So just because it's like if you have a credit card, you may have a limit of, say, £10,000, but it doesn't mean you have to spend it all at once.
Yeah. Wonky Donkey says, when's the Amazon documentary on? And Lewis says, apparently it's the 17th of August. Okay, well, can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. And Lewis says, no, Lionel Messi is getting some money off Apple TV when he starts playing for Inter Miami with the revenue of Apple TV. Right, now, guys, on cue, as I did see, be here around about 7:30. He is about 9 minutes late, but we won't hold that against him because he's such a nice lad, and he's a good lad as well. So let's bring him onto the stream. Here he is. Here is the one and only, not Chesney Hawks. It's Kyle. Here he comes. Hiya, Kyle. You all right, mate?
Hello, everybody. Shut up.
You're late.
Am I really? Oh, okay. But when I tell you why I'm late, you'll understand. Okay. So my daughter and my partner is flying off to Mallorca tomorrow with their family, her family. And I'm not going. So I'm staying. And I have a Chihuahua, as you all know, and 2 cats, right? Well, guess what? Her family have 4 Chihuahuas and a Yorkshire Terrier. So I have to look after 5 Chihuahuas, a Yorkshire Terrier, 2 cats, and that's what you might hear. This is our first night together. They fly tomorrow. So I'm sorry if I'm late, but I've come home to like a zoo of animals, and I'm sure you'll understand. I've just let them out for the first wee, and it's the first night here, so yeah, bear with us. But what have I missed? What are we talking about?
Oh,
well, we've talked about a few things that's gone on this week. I mean, look, Kel, I'll quickly touch base and ask you just for your quick thoughts. I mean,
yeah.
The news that dropped out on Tuesday afternoon, which was staggering across the whole of the sporting world. It rocked everybody. Nobody saw this coming, and that was the Saudi-led Live Golf team up with PGA Tour and DP World Tour. I mean, your thoughts on that? That's absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
I didn't expect you to bring that up. You've completely thrown me off guard. I've just recently started watching golf, but I honestly don't really have a huge opinion on it. I know it's our owners that are like taking over everything at the minute. I don't know if this benefits us or what. I don't know if this has any significance to our club, but I'm guessing it will. This could be very exciting. I mean, fucking hell. If Man City owners were taking over the PGA Tour, I'd be thinking, oh my God, I'd be worried. But if this is true and they do take over the PGA Tour and they are in control of it all, I don't understand the science behind it. I don't understand it all. I've just seen it, rumored. But it's got to be a positive for Newcastle United, surely.
It brings more in for PIF, doesn't it? That's the thing. Just keeps growing. The portfolio gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, of course. And do you know what? I was thinking to myself the other night, I don't know how ridiculous this might sound, but I thought, do you know when you just go out? I think I let the dog out for a wee or something, and something crossed your mind. I thought, I've just had a genius idea. Why don't we? Do you know all these players we want to get rid of, like the Manquios, the Lewises, the Crafts, and all, the Darlos and all that? Just tell me if I'm wrong here. This is just an idea I had, and you just outside. But anyway, I was thinking, why don't we list them all for like 50 million, right? And hear me out. I'm not finished. Let Piff, bid and all that shit, right? And then buy these players that are worth what, 4, 5, 6 million, 10 million max for 50 million. I don't know if this is possible or not, but I just thought, why couldn't we just list every of the 6 players that we want to get rid of for 50 million each?
I think that's possible. I think
It's
that's
a shame the Saudis won by Jeff Hendrick, isn't it?
Jeff Hendrick, 60 million. There you go.
that's
Buy it. Take him to Saudi. Take him to Saudi. Oh yeah, 60 million. Hey, there's no rule against what you list a player for. So am I a genius or what? Or am I just missing something here?
I don't think it would work though, Kel, to be in all
I
honesty.
thought that's part of the problem Juventus had last time they got done for financial shenanigans.
I mean, technically, we could technically take Benzema on loan because
No, I heard that. Yeah,
he's in Saudi, so
No. Yeah.
and he could technically come to us on loan, and there's nothing the Premier League can do about that. They can't do nothing. Can you imagine?
Yeah. There's no laws
on the bench.
Yeah. There's no laws, is there?
No.
Messi's going to America, isn't he? But we could take Ronaldo. We could take.
I don't want Ronaldo.
You don't want the best goal scorer in the world.
It's the trouble he caused with the rest of the squad.
It's the baggage he brings.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
And Eddie Howe doesn't want the dressing room disrupted. So the other thing, Kel, is also on Tuesday there was a leak about next season's home kit, which is that on the screen with the sponsor Celeron.
Is that true though?
The sponsor looks great. What we don't know, that's a thing. Look, if that is a shirt, I love it, and I'll be buying one, definitely. It models on the shirt from 1984, which is that shirt.
Yeah.
So when you look at that, it looks absolutely fantastic. all day long, I would take it. I would, definitely.
I seen an awful rumour on Twitter with Fun88 saying, I don't know if you've probably seen it, saying, it's being leaked, we're going to be the sponsors again next year, blah, blah. And I was like, you better fucking not be.
No, they're going to be the partner.
They are sponsors, but they're not the front of shirt sponsors.
Oh, thank God for that.
We've kept them on as our Asian betting partner. Betting partner.
So they're not going to be the shirt sponsor?
No.
Thank God for that. I never bought that kit for that reason. I never liked the look of it. I'll buy any kit I like. I will. But I didn't. You've seen me with a 1970 shirt. I don't like that Fun88 on the front of that shirt. And I wouldn't spend 20 quid on it. But that kit, if that's legit, I don't know how legit it is, but I would spend 100 quid on that. It's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely. I wouldn't spend 100, that's a lie. But I would spend 60, 70 quid on that. Yes, I would get the new shirt. If that is legit, if it's legit, I love it. It looks beautiful.
We should find out shortly. Because
9th, it's tomorrow, isn't it?
Apparently.
Playing races, yeah.
Yeah, it's tomorrow, yeah.
There's
Lewis is hi, by the way, Kyle. And
hi, Lewis.
The journalist that was on NUFC Matters, he said the Shields Gazette is now the editor there. He said that for the information he has, there is the legit kit.
Is that Liam Kennedy?
Sorry?
Is that Liam Kennedy?
Yeah. It was yesterday's
Newcastle World editor. Yeah.
No. He's now the Shields Gazette.
Yeah.
But that was just was it Liam Kennedy?
I can't. Dominic Skur.
No,
I seen a rumor where there was upset saying like how something's ruined the big reveal, like something was leaked. Is this what it is? Is this how we know?
I don't know.
Yeah. He's a regular on. I think it was Liam. He's a regular on MUFC Matters, and he said that his information is that is the legit kit.
I hope so. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? But we'll find out in due course. Go for it. Evening, Tony Roly, and the late person. To you, God. Jake says, I thought he was bringing Schofield on. No, Jake, he's not welcome on this channel. Jesus.
Oh, I'm young. Am I young? Do I look very young? Do I?
Lewis says, Jesus, you're going to be absolutely knackered. Schofield wants to do the groundsman job at St James's Park, especially Leeds' end, because it's an uphill garden. Alan says, Chronicles say the young player Minty is where we are going this summer. Hope some top players as well can't waste this early Champions League qualification. Yeah, absolutely got to agree with you on that one, Alan. Lee says, Evening, Kel, looks like you're in the doghouse now.
Oh, Do you know what? I am in the doghouse. Literally. Like, I have literally in the kitchen right now about 6 dogs looking at it. My cats are thinking, oh my God, how long is this going to last? And my girlfriend, she's not very happy with this neither. So I am literally in the doghouse. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Ian says, hi, Kyle, have fun. Pet sitting, lol.
Yeah, 1 week of it. Yeah.
Mighty Win says, already spent 250 out of the 800 million, but the remaining 550 will be supplemented by additional sponsorship revenue, which wasn't included in the 890. That's the 200 million signings, by no means out of the question. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on with that.
How we spent 250 million already?
That's in the last window.
That's since the last windows. So January, okay. Summer, January.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
Wonky Donkey says, imagine a cartel's reaction. Yeah. That was on your question. Bia says, Juventus got done for the same thing, cooking the books and proper market value. Yeah. Alan says they can't do that, means Piff would be selling to themselves. Yeah, definitely. Think it's player laundering.
Do you know what, though? Isn't it exciting? Sorry to butt in, but isn't it so fucking exciting, right? That you see all these like big Saudi teams taking all these players like the Di Marias, the Benzemas, the Kantes, the Zahas, all this, right? And like it's all associated with our owners, and it's like if they can do this, like what can they do for us? Like honestly, I don't think people realize what the future is like. Man City, let them enjoy it. Let them enjoy what they've got right now, because we will be taking over. We seriously will be taking over, and I don't think people realize that just yet. But you can just see it, can't you? You can, and then the PGA Tour, then golf. Like we are literally going to be. I know we're already the richest club in the world, but we are literally going to be like unstoppable. We're in top 4 now. We're never going to leave top 4.
Let's just say
we haven't even.
We haven't
even started.
Yeah,
we're not actually the richest club in the world yet, Kel. We have got the richest owners in the world. There's a difference. We're the richest owners in the world. But to become the richest club in the world, that's when our revenue's got to be really in a high turnover. So, but that will come eventually, and eventually we will become the richest club in the world. It might 100%. Take a few years, but we will get there. I mean, Pete says apparently Schofield was doing karaoke, a song by Blondie 2 song, which also meant a message to the young boys, one way or another. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you. Going to get you one way. Well said, Pete. Well said, mate. He says he heard Sam Fender's revealing the shirt tomorrow. I heard that rumor as well. Yeah,
tomorrow. Yeah, it is tomorrow. Yeah.
I mean, just going back to Piff, they mean business. I mean, everyone's been shocked at how well we've done, and we haven't even started spending. So I'm just beginning to think that if the Premier League pisses us about too much, Piff might just go out and buy it.
Alan says, TalkSport are saying nothing in the rules against us loaning players from Saudi Arabia. That would upset everyone else, probably. Do you know what, Alan? It would. And do you know what? I love it, because this is what I said before the takeover cut through. I said, once this takeover goes through, we'll be a juggernaut. Once we start picking up speed, it won't stop, and we'll smash through that top 6. We've already smashed through 4 of them, 3 of them, sorry, because we're above Liverpool, Spurs, and Chelsea. So there's 3 of them already smashed.
That tickled me. That Rory's just like, well, we'll just buy the Premier League.
Yeah.
It's true, we could. We actually could. Oh, God. That's funny, man. That's funny. Let's just buy the Premier League.
Billy's in now. He says, apparently Schofield's on Dave tonight. Dave is 15 and currently doing his GCSE. Oh, Billy. Jesus, Billy. We're going to be the force to be reckoned with in years to come yet. Holly says, what's everyone's thoughts on Alan Saint-Maximin? Do you think he'll leave? I think he will. I mean, look.
Great question. Let's get on this.
This is the question I was going to come back to, Holly. I mean, look. I mean, ESM, right? I mean, He's been fantastic for us. The guy, what I'm going to say is about this guy, right? Alan Saint-Maximin, right? He came into our club under the previous regime. He played for Cabbage Head, it was dinosaur tactics from a dinosaur manager who is nowhere near up to date with football. He was the standout player because the team was so bad, and it was a team that was just trying to stay in the Premier League year in, year out. Now that Eddie Howe's come in, yes, we know Maxi's had a few problems this season with injuries, which is unfortunate. He had that great game against Man City, scored that great goal against Wolverhampton Wanderers. He started looking great when he came back. Well, I look at this now, right, and some people may disagree, and that's fine because football's all about opinions, and I don't expect everybody to agree with everything I say. Likewise, I might not agree with what other people say. But one thing I will say is maybe the way Eddie Howe plays the football, maybe that doesn't suit Maxi's game. Maybe he wants to try a fresh challenge elsewhere. There is rumour circulating tonight that he is going to ask for a move. Now, the thing is, if that is the case, then I'll be very sad to see him go. But I will wish the lad well, whatever he goes on to do in his career. If he wants to go and play in Serie A, let him go to Serie A then. That's absolutely fine. The lad gave service to us. He's been a great servant. Preferably, I would like him to stay and be part of this journey, because I could still see him being a very important cog in our system to achieve what this club wants to achieve, and he can be right at the forefront of that. So I would like him to stay in some ways. I'm going to come to you first, Kyle. ESM, what's your thoughts?
I'm glad you come to me first. I think it's ridiculous. Honestly, I love this guy. I've always had his back. And what does he want? Does he want to go to Wolves and just so he's got to start every week, where he doesn't have to worry about being benched and just start every week and just play football? The guy is fantastic. We love him, and I do. I love him. And the last thing I want to see is to see someone buying Saint-Maximin. I'll be absolutely devastated. Even if it's not in the Premiership and he goes to somewhere like in Italy or Spain, I'll be absolutely gutted, mate. I'll be a sad day. I love the guy. I think he's a huge talent. And he's got so much potential. I don't know where his head's at. Like, you've got to be able to be willing to fight for that place. You can't just expect to play in your position every week. Like if you went to Madrid, you wouldn't expect to just start every week. Like, you've got to earn your spot. And like Newcastle United are a huge club now. We've finally got to where we deserve to be, and you're gonna have to do the same as if you were at Madrid, and that is earn that position, earn that place in the first 11. Like, does he really want to go and play for Wolves or Brentford or someone and just to play every week without any competition? It's sad, and I hope it's all rumours. I don't like the tweets he's been sending out. It's very worrying. But like Eddie said, it's up to him. It doesn't sound like we want to get rid of him, which wouldn't make sense at all. We're not at the stage right now to be even thinking about selling players like Maxi. We've got a lot of other players to get rid of and replace to improve the squad. And Maxi, for me, what's Rory laughing at?
Because you sound like me.
Oh, well, Rory, that's rare. I thought we used to disagree.
Yeah.
But it really upsets us because if he just stays with us, he can be a huge player, and I think he'll regret it. I really do. And I know we have the potential of signing amazing left wingers, but like, I think him on the left, Isaac in the middle, and getting a right winger is the way forward. Like, I know his injury's concerning. I know he's inconsistent, but I'm willing to give him more time because of the potential he has. Every defender is terrified of that man running at you with the ball. Have you seen another player on the wing who looks more terrifying than Saint-Maximin? Like, I haven't in any league. not even Neymar. You know, when he's got that ball and he's running at you, it's fucking terrifying. And I think we need to do everything we can to persuade him to just stay, because I think he's making a big mistake if it's him that wants to leave. But that's my say. I hope it's all rumours, and I'd love the guy to stay.
Yeah, I'll come to Roly in a moment. Lee says, Boots the Chemist, will ESM they sponsor him with their bandages? Wonky Donkey says, well, if he ever goes, well, wherever he goes out, the club has a big supply of bandages and dummies. Paul says, I wouldn't care if Maxi goes, he's never fit and doesn't score many goals.
It's not his job. It's not his job. His job is to fucking get that ball, run it up the pitch and the opposition's half, terrify, obviously, defenders, and pass the ball to who needs it, you know, and he does that. And if you honestly think about it, if you're a Maxi hater, think about it. Think of how much he's improved from the beginning to where he is now. Look at last season and look at how many goals we should have scored when Willock got the ball off him, when Wilson got the ball off him, when Miggy got the ball off him. That lad is improving, and he's still young. He's improving, and I'm telling you now, you get rid of him.
Just to back Kyle up there, I think it was the Man United game. He got 1 assist when he could have had 3 in the first half if we'd had our shooting boots on.
Yeah.
Because people said, oh, he's got no end product. He's only got 4 assists. But what about the sort of like 18 chances he created?
Exactly, Roly.
But we didn't score.
It's not his fault.
Roly, what's your thoughts, Roly, to that question before we move on? Because we need to get on to these other transfers.
It's a difficult one. I'm with Kyle on this. I don't want him to leave. I think it would be a mistake for the club and him if he decides to go.
Correct.
I think that his game has improved so much. You look at him even at the start of the season compared to the end. The game against Chelsea, he was doing everything that you want him to do. He was running at people. He was playing the right ball at the right time. Like we didn't. His ball led to Anderson, led to Gordon's goal, but he won't get any credit for that because it wasn't him that had the assist. I think he's improved tremendously. The biggest problem I have with Max is his fitness.
Yeah,
he does tend to get injured easily. Now, is that just a quirk of his body? Is that he doesn't warm up properly, or what? I can't think he wouldn't warm up properly because they've got all the coaches sorting him out, making sure that they do. If he does go, I hope that we invest the money wisely. Don't want him to go, but if we do, we need to invest the money wisely. And there's the guy at Lyon who looks really good. Is it Cherky? Oh,
yes, Ryan Cherky.
Ryan Cherky. He looks like he's 21, bags of skill. Doesn't look as quick as Maxi. He's tricky, good feet. And if we were to sell Maxi, we should be able to get him with some money left over.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have him as well as Maxi.
Yeah, 100%. Last thing, we need depth. We didn't want to be getting rid of Maxi yet.
It's like I was saying all season, things like when people are saying about Jacob Murphy, Sean Longstaff, get rid of them. I think, well, the players we need to get rid of first.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I think we've been whipped into order here by Tony. What's the move on?
Right. Yeah, because we're going on. Right. Okay. So, looking at transfers, I mean, now this is a player, Steve Nixon, the chief scout at Newcastle United. He wants this player. Liverpool's been linked to him. I think a few teams are linked to him. He would improve our team, and he'd be the number 6 that we desperately so much need in that team. So there he is on screen. There we are. That's Kefren Thuram of Nice in France. Now, I'm going to go through some stats with you on Kefren Thuram as well. I mean, look, you know, he's 22 years of age, right-footed. 30 million euros is his valuation. He's got no outstanding weaknesses. Can play defensive midfield centre, His strengths are his ball control. He started 30 out of 35 games. He's got 2 goals. And he's got 4 assists. And he's got 3 yellow cards all season. Nice got him on a free in 2019 from AS Monaco under 19s. So that was a good move from them. Now, looking at Kefren Thuram, and I'll bring this up on the screen as well. So I'll just take him off screen a moment there. And okay, it's going to run it. So right, okay. So there we are. There's Kefren Thuram on screen now. Right-footed. Born in Reggio in Italy. Plays for France. He could have played for Italy as well because obviously he was born in Italy. I'll just mute Kyle's mic. That's it. So yeah, so he could have played for Italy if he wanted to. I mean, 35 games, he's played 2,547 minutes, 2 goals, 4 assists, expected XG is 3.2. And Conference League, he played 10 games, 874 minutes, no goals. He got 3 assists in that as well. So, again, not too bad there. Now, they're saying on here, his wages per week is €16,731 a week, and his contract's till 2025. Again, he's not going to ask for a great amount of wages because, he's only on 16 grand a week in euros as well. So, again, that's not too bad at all, is it? So, for wages wise, it's going to be pretty even. So let's look at all competitions for his stats. Oh, we can't get onto that page. Apparently, it's errored. Never mind. We'll have a look at the scouting report. If we can get onto that. I don't think it's going to let me get onto him either. That player comparison, there we are. So who is he who are they comparing with? So these are the players he's compared with. So against Alexis McAllister, Mason Mount, Caicedo, Manuel Ugarte, Ribeiro, and Jude Bellingham. So he's compared to all these players, as you can see on screen there. So he's in good company with those players. We know Alexis McAllister is a quality player. You don't get man of the match in a World Cup final if you're not quality. Mason Mount is a bit debatable. I don't really rate him, and I'm glad we'll not have him anywhere near our football club. Caicedo, I do rate Caicedo highly, but I think he comes with a lot of money behind him. Ugarte, I would have him as well. And obviously Bellingham we would love, but he's off to Real Madrid for around £88.5 million, which is an absolute steal for £88.5 million. So, I mean, Kefren Thuram certainly sounds like the real deal. And before I come to you, Roly and Kyle, I'm just going to get into some of these comments here. Michael Parsons says, facts, Maxi is complete baller, but his injuries play a big part in him not being consistent. Absolutely, yeah. That's the thing. That's the only problem. It's the injury issue, isn't it? And, it all depends how much we get off AC Milan, if that's the destination he's going.
I get that.
Maybe a bin on him if there is. Happy days.
I get that.
Maxi ran the show against Man City. It terrifies defenders. You can't replace him for that price, what you would get, absolutely.
Yeah.
Paul says, if we want to stay in the top 4, we need to get more goals. Look at Arsenal, Liverpool, Man U, even Spurs, their wide players all bang the goals. And that's the thing. You've got to start getting front wide men that can score.
But did they score many more goals than us?
No, not that many.
No.
We scored a lot of goals.
I think it's 60-something goals we scored this season.
They haven't scored that many more.
Yeah, because
Liverpool have kept
and had a goal difference of plus 35. So we scored 68 goals.
And we've had injuries.
Yeah.
If we've got Maxi there with the new signings, and you're bringing Maxi on at 60, 70 minutes, I'm sorry, mate, but it's a great substitution to bring on if he's not starting. Yes, his injuries is a worrying thing. I can't argue with that. I can't. I've got nothing to say against that. You're right. But he's a hell of a player to bring on, mate, for 20 minutes if you need him.
Michael says Thuram's a top player, not a number 6 though. He has the ability to play anywhere in midfield. Yeah, I mean they've gone down as defensive midfield and midfield centre, but again, you would just give Bruno that license to go further forward and probably interchange. Howie the lad says rather we get Manu Coney. Yeah, I would take Coney as well. Yeah, definitely.
But all these people, like, can I just ask a question to everyone listening? All these Cornets and Thurams and all that, right? Let's be honest with each other, right? Let's just for 1 second be honest. He's literally sitting down when Nice are playing. Or fucking, I don't know. Who's Cornet play for? I don't even know.
Mönchengladbach.
Are you literally sitting down on a night time, right? Instead of doing what you would usually be doing and watching Mönchengladbach and in Nice play football? Like, I know people are saying, oh, I take him. I'm just saying how it is, right? We don't know these players. Like, we don't. And if you do, I'll take my hat off, fair play. But, like, we just don't know these players. So to say to me, oh, well, I'll get rid of Maxi and I'll bring him in. Like, you don't even know who this guy is. Let's be honest with each other.
We're not saying, obviously, Coney is
no, I know he's not a winger. I know he's a centre mid. No, I know. I'm not saying that. But people have opinions and they're highly rated.
I've actually seen
getting rid of.
Yeah, I've actually seen Coney play live in front of me as a spectator. I've seen him play live in front of me.
Once. But have you watched him for 6 games?
I've seen him on. I've seen him play on because I sometimes watch the German TV football.
No, okay. And, so the
Bundesliga.
So you've played
against Leipzig. He ran the show. He was man the match against Leipzig. He ran the show.
So if you've seen him play more than 6 games, I'll take me hat off and I'll listen to you. But I just feel a lot of Geordies are just using these big names, thinking, "Oh, he's good." Now we don't really even know. So I'd rather just be honest, and that's why I'm on.
He is a good player. He's a very good player.
Have you seen him play? Have you? You've seen him play for more than 6 games?
Yes, yeah, because I do watch the Bundesliga.
Right, then I'll take my hat off to you and I'll take your word for it. I just hope everyone else is, and they're not just saying like, do you know what I mean though? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because obviously this, Danielle says, evening boys, how are you? She's a happy hammer tonight. I bet you are
well
as well,
done, Danielle.
Yeah, well done, West Ham. Because the thing is, right, this Europa Conference League, right, you've got these people out there. You've got likes of Chelsea saying, oh, we don't want to finish 7th because we don't want to play in the Conference League. Well, it just proves you how much it means to teams. I mean, how much it's meant to West Ham. It doesn't matter if it's a Mickey Mouse Cup or not. It's a major European trophy at the end of the day, and it's a bit of silverware. And the thing is, it gets you into the Europa League next season. Like, if you win the Europa League, like Sofia did, that gets them in the Champions League next season. So you can't discount these trophies. If you've got a chance to win the Europa Conference, if you see it, the Villa fans next season, if Unai Emery wins Villa the Conference League, are the Villa fans going to say, oh, that's only a Mickey Mouse Cup, we're not really bothered? No, they're not. They're going to be ecstatic about it.
I just like to say something on the
Conference. Go on, Roly. Yeah.
I'd like to win
if we won it, I would be ecstatic if we won it.
I'd like to win the Conference League next season. Oh, sorry, we're in the Champions League.
Thank you, Roly. Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, when you compare the two, it's a bit like the Johnson Paint Trophy of Europe.
But it is a Mickey Mouse League. Like, oh my God, I got so much stick for this, right? And Tony, I'm sorry. I'm going to be honest. That's what I'm on here for. I ain't going to come on your podcast and just lie. And then when I get off, go, that wasn't true. I didn't mean anything I just said. I'm going to come on here and be completely honest. And people might disagree with this, but I got some shit on Twitter because
Twitter,
it's a shady league. It's a shady competition. Sorry, right? Oh, well done. You won a competition for finishing 7th. Fucking well done. And people was like, oh, but is it you just saying this because we finished 4th? No, I'm not. You'll be having a competition for finishing 10th soon. But what's the difference? 3 places, right? Oh, so you finish 10th in the league and you win a trophy for finishing 10th. People be like, it's a bit of a joke, that. But because it's 7th, it's fucking a European major trophy that you should be proud of. No, like, I wouldn't be proud of it. I'm sorry. Honestly, it's not just because I don't like West Ham. I was gutted they won it. I think Fiorentina were the better team and they deserve to win it. And West Ham fans are the absolute worst. But I think it's just a shady competition that was introduced in 2018. You will actually have a chance to win a trophy for finishing 7th. Are you kidding me or what? Like, if it was Newcastle United, I would not be proud of it and I wouldn't be shouting about it like, oh, we've won a trophy. Like, no, we finished 7th, mate. Okay. And like, I just don't see that competition as being like something to be proud of. Like, okay, you won it, move on. If you win the Europa next season, then happy days. You can shout all you want. You've won a major competition. But 7th, the Conference League. It's called a Conference League for a reason, because you're shit. It's a competition for shit teams to play in, and whoever wins, well done. You're the best of a shit bunch. That's my opinion.
Right?
Just to back you up.
Thing is,
Kyle.
hang on a minute, Roly. Sorry. Thing is, there used to be 3 European competitions. You used to have the European Cup, which is now the Champions League. Then you had the Cup Winners' Cup. Then you had the UEFA Cup, which is the Europa League. Now, the Cup Winners' Cup used to be for every domestic team in Europe who won their trophy. So, like, we won whoever won the FA Cup, whoever won Coppa Italia, whoever won, the Coupe de Mar, or whatever you call it in France. In all them local competitions, they all went into playing the Cup Winners' Cup. But then they scrapped that Cup Winners' Cup for some reason. But then obviously they brought the Conference League back. But I know what you're saying. But the thing is, though, you go back to last season, West Ham got the semi-finals. I think they maybe choked against Eintracht Frankfurt, who were a decent side. But, and they went on to win the trophy, beating Rangers in the final.
Yeah.
But there is some good... But if you look at that Conference League, there is some good teams in there. AZ Alkmaar.
No, they're not.
They're not.
They've got good names. Look at Chelsea. They finished 12th. Like, these are teams that are shit now. And they're in this competition because they're shit. Right? Yeah. And that is the facts that people will not accept. It's that the West Ham were the best of a shit bunch. They finished 7th. Sorry, Roly, go on.
One of my mates is a West Ham fan. I think it was. They said they got drawn. I think it was like a Cypriot team. I'm not sure if it was Limassol or Ayia Napa. They said, I didn't even know they had a team.
Exactly.
It's really shit teams in that.
It's true. People like 2023. The world has gone soft.
You got 2 half decent sides, Fiorentina and West Ham, and they all both made it to the final. AZ Alkmaar had a good name, but weren't that good.
No,
Genk pushed West Ham hard, but then not that good. We go into that competition, we win it.
Oh, hands down,
easily.
Easily.
Paul says, what about the League Cup? The teams don't take serious. The big teams don't take serious. If we had beat Man U, would you think that's a shit trophy? The Carabao Cup?
No, not at all.
You say they play shit sides. Man City's second team's almost as good as their first.
League Cup. It's a League Cup. It's a trophy to win. It's a legit trophy.
And it's the big teams only tend to play the weakened sides against the smaller teams.
Correct.
Yeah. Right.
And you still got it's not like they completely changed the team. It's like when we played Sheffield Wednesday. We changed part of the team, not all of it. Right, we're going for a bad run of form at the time, which didn't help us. But you look at Tranmere. We played Tranmere. We put a weakened side out and won.
Yeah, exactly.
But the quality of the teams, even the weakened teams in the Carabao Cup, were better than most of the teams in that conference. But good luck for West Ham. They're in the competition. You go into a competition, you go to win it.
Yeah, of course
exactly.
you do.
That's the thing.
Of course you do. I just don't agree with the whole fucking competition. I think it's bullshit.
That's fine.
It's a bit
Right.
like it is a bit like the Johnson Paint Trophy.
So today, obviously, I know this is going to connect Newcastle in some ways, but today, David Sullivan announced that Declan Rice will be leaving West Ham in the summer. Now we've seen reports today that we are linked with Declan Rice. Now then, I'll tell you what. Now hang on a minute, let me finish. But yes, I would take Declan Rice at the drop of a hat. I really would. He's a
For
class
90
player.
million.
But
For 90 million, Tony.
hang on, Kyle. Let me finish, and then you'll see where I'm going with this. Right now, yes, I would take him at the drop of a hat. I think he's a terrific player. He's excellent, right? And he's a fantastic role model on and off the pitch. You can see that. If anybody saw that video with him the other week, with that young fan, when he put his phone down to speak to that fan and have a photo with him and give him his shirt, it was absolutely fantastic. Because he said that shirt was for somebody else, for another player, and he says he'll have to get another one. So, right, this guy, like I say, has got a fantastic persona, not just on the field, but off the field. Fantastic talent, brilliant player. I would have him at Newcastle, but I don't think he'll come that far because I think he'll want to stay in London, and I do think he will end up at Arsenal. Because he's a London lad, he's probably not wanting to leave London, which I can understand. So that is why I'm going to say it probably won't happen that he comes to us. But if there was a chance, I would say yes, take it with both hands. Roly, what's your thoughts on what I've just said? Do you agree?
He's a good player. West Ham want too much money for him, and you want too much wages. So, yeah.
I can't see it happening, Roly.
It won't happen for those two reasons.
No,
I don't think he's worth as much as West Ham want, and he's going to want 200 grand a week plus.
Yeah,
and we won't pay that, so you might as well just forget about him.
Absolutely, Roly. And Kyle, what about you?
Well, if Jude Bellingham's worth 88 million, Declan Rice is not worth more than 50. I think it's just daft that we've even been put in the hat for him. Mm-hmm. I think it's a load of crap. Let him go to Arsenal for 90 million. It's a lot of money that they're spending and they shouldn't be. He's not worth 90 million. He's a CDM. Yep. He's English and he's overrated. He's a great player. I'm not taking that away from him, but he's not worth 90 million. If Jude Bellingham's going to Real Madrid for 88. But what a great way to leave your club with winning a trophy, you know, it's a perfect way. So yeah, fair play to him, and I wish him all the best. But I think Arsenal, I wouldn't be, if I was the gunner, I wouldn't be over the moon. I wouldn't be happy that I got him for 90 million. I'm like with you, Tony. I'd love him at the club, but not for 90 million, mate. If we got him for, if we got him for 45, 50 million, happy days. He's a great player. 50 million, happy days. Not for 90 million. Come on.
I mean, that's the thing I love about this club at the moment is that whenever we go link with a player, the clubs put an extra nought onto the asking price or something silly. And our owners go, you think I paid that? Go.
They were stupid.
Yeah, Chelsea will pay that for you. Just go to Chelsea.
Exactly.
Right, another player we're being linked with heavily now, and it's come out even more that this player's linked heavily with us now, and it's this man, Harvey Barnes, of Leicester City. You know, he's on 35 grand a week at Leicester. His contract expires June 2025, but Leicester expect him to leave in the summer because obviously he probably wants to play Premier League football and he wants to play at the higher level. So he's not a bad winger in all accounts. Now, if there was a choice of getting him or James Ward-Prowse, I would rather go for Harvey Barnes. Southampton apparently won 52 million for James Ward-Prowse. They won't entertain bids more than 52 million for a player that's nearly 29 years of age. So
with all these clubs,
I would rather have Harvey Barnes.
Dodgy cigarettes or something. The prices they're coming up with, they want.
I mean, yeah. Where Southampton's got these prices from is beyond me. I mean, how the hell they can think they're going to get 52 million for a 28-year-old that's playing Championship football next season? I think they're dreaming. I think they're doing Roy the Rovers, or they're playing FIFA 23 or something like that.
Well,
Probably
smoking
FIFA 23, they wouldn't get that. I mean, look, Harvey Barnes, right? I know some people have got their doubts about him, but 32 games, started out with 34 last season. He got 13 goals, considering it was a struggling Leicester team. And he got one assist as well. I mean, look.
How many assists did he get in the season?
One.
One in the whole season?
One.
You are joking.
No. But remember, it was a poor Leicester side last season.
I don't care. That's Maxi. Are you telling me? Oh, do you know what? Go on, Roly. Roly, you go first.
I just start laughing at the price that they want. Price, but
what assist?
It's people have been comparing his stats with Maxi's and saying, "Oh, look at the goals he scored and the assists." But yeah, you got to remember Maxi had a lot of injuries, then couldn't get back into the team. You put Maxi on the wing, the fullback's already on his edge. Put Barnes on there, and it's just another winger. He scored some goals. Yeah, that's good. I think we can do better than him.
Of course, we
At
can.
The same price that we would pay for him. I think we can get a better winger from Europe.
We've already got better than him. We've already got better.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the other reason that he's got so many goals is almost like him and James Madison were the Maxi and the Callum Wilson of under our previous ownership. Everything went through them because they're the only ones that could score any goals.
Yeah.
Maxi's had to adapt because our game has adapted. Because I mean, there are times when he's come on as sub. He's come on for 20 minutes. And it's taken 15 minutes to play the ball to the left.
Yeah.
You can't blame him for that. For not playing down his side, can't blame him for that. I'm not saying Harvey Barnes isn't a good player, but I think we can do better.
I think we've got better, Ollie.
Yeah.
If we finish 10th, okay, I'm with it. Get Barnes in. 9th, 8th, 7th. When the Champions League, we aren't signing Harvey Barnes, mate. Like, whether not just because we're the richest club in the world, but we're in the Champions League, and Harvey Barnes is not the fucking answer to win the Champions League. I don't care how much.
If we do end up buying him, let's hope Eddie can weave his magic around him.
He needs magic. He needs a magic wand.
Well, he's had one so far since he's been here, so let's hope he hasn't run out of sparkle.
Yeah. I know exactly what you're on about. I mean, look, I'm only going on with what's being said, you know.
Yeah, I know,
Tony. We're just saying,
Tony. I know.
We do know that. I'm not. Last season, I would have been a fan of him coming. At the beginning of the season, going to the next season, well, I think that ship sailed for me. If we do go in and buy, it's the same like Jack Harrison. He's the same boat.
Or Nonto. Let's get Nonto in. He's just been relegated, but let's get Nonto in. He'll win the Champions League. He's cheap.
If you get Nonto in, I wouldn't be averse to getting Nonto in if we send him out on loan, because I think the kid's got potential. It's like that Orban gift that Tony's been talking about. He's got great stats. But he's playing in Belgium. You buy him to send him out on loan and bring him back and see whether he's actually reached the standard you want. But you don't get him in for the first team.
No.
Well, mean, look. I mean, right.
We're ganging up on you, Tony.
No, not at all. I mean, look. One player we have been linked with, which is very, very, and I was very shocked by this when I saw this actually come out yesterday. I saw a lot and I thought, somebody's got to be having a laugh here. Somebody's got to be having a bubble, you know. Somebody's just messing about, yeah. And they weren't messing about. And I'm going to I'll put them on screen. Here we go. Right. So this guy, Carlos Alcaraz of Southampton, right? Now then, he's only been at Southampton since January, the sign of £12 million. And if Foxy was in the chat, he would have more on this. But thing is, right, Carlos Alcaraz, right? Now, yes, okay, we know he's gone with this, he's gone down with a relegated team, but apparently he does want to stay there, which is understandable because you don't want to play in the Championship. He's a 20-year-old Argentinian. You know, Southampton paid $12 million for him back in January. He's got a contract till 2027, so it's not like Southampton have to sell him. But, you know, it depends. I mean, they could even send him out on loan, in all honesty, to the Premier League. And if that was a loan option, then I would think, yeah, I may be open to that. He plays centre midfield. He's direct free kicks and long balls are his strength. Doesn't have any weaknesses. He started 13 of 18 games. He got 4 goals and 2 assists. Right, okay, and this is in a struggling. Bear in mind, this is a struggling Southampton side. Let's be honest here. Let's be realistic. You know, this team has been absolutely woeful all season. It's not his fault that they've gone down. It's the fault of the whole team because they've been absolutely shocking. They've leaked goals for fun. I mean, you go, you know, I mean, the game against Arsenal, you know, he got 8.7 for that game. And he only played 45 minutes of that game. He came on for the second half and he scored 1 goal and had 2 shots on target. And he won 3 of his 8 ground duels as well. And he blocked a shot, cleared a shot off the lane. Again, it's a young lad, you know. If Southampton were willing to sell him for 15 million, I would say, why not? But he could be a bench player. It's not to say he comes in and he starts every game. He could be sitting on the bench. 20-year-old, you know, he may have gone to the wrong club in Southampton. He may have been ill-advised to go to Southampton. Who knows? I know Foxy rates this player. And, you know, again, Foxy knows all his South American stuff, so he would, if he was in the chat, he would tell you. But, I mean, Roly, would you touch him?
To be honest, the only player at Southampton in the midfield that I'd consider would be Lavia.
Yeah, but he's got to buy back to Man City.
Yeah, so I mean, what I saw at Southampton, he didn't fill me with any sort of optimism. Think, oh yeah, he's great. I know Southampton were poor, but no, he's young. Yeah, I mean, when you say he's not good enough, you just got to remember that he's been playing in the Premier League. Anyone that plays in league football's got to be half decent.
Hold that thought, Roly. Hold your thought. Hang on. Foxy's in the chat, right? Foxy has said, Alcaraz doing what he did at 20 in half a season for a relegated team in a new country was pretty damn impressive. Scored more than some of our players did all season. There you go. Right.
How many is that?
What's that? Goals he scored.
Yeah, how many?
Is it 4 or 5?
4 goals since January. Since he signed in January. He's a midfielder, remember. He's a midfielder.
Yeah, but still, they're going on and bigging them up like he's this big, you know. 4 goals.
Yeah, but who? Thing is,
4 goals. It'll help us win the Champions League. Where it's just who we need.
But look when Man City signed Julian Alvarez for 19 million. And
Willicks, how many has Willicks scored? How many's Willock scored in Longstaff? They can't be off 4. They can't be much off 4.
I think. Oh, I'm not.
Willock and Longstaff have scored 4, surely, if
I
not
think
more.
I'm not sure about Longstaff. I think Willett scored more. About
Longstaff scored at least 3.
yeah.
So come on.
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's just a rumor that's come out again. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're not. These are just rumors.
No, I think this is a big rumor. I think you're right, Tony. I think we have been linked with them really well, but it just, when your missus says, "Oh," as you say, "What's for tea tonight?" and she says, "Oh, something you're not really fucking keen on," but you're just going, "Oh, okay then, I'll eat it." That's what we get of this player. It's like, well, if Eddie wants him, right, okay, whatever. We're not really like, oh yes, Alcaraz or whatever he's called. I've watched Southampton, Latvia, like what he said. Good players stand out, and Latvia stood out. And he's not even a goal scorer. He's a CDM. He's a great player. This kid doesn't stand out, so we're just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but what you got to remember is I think he's been. He maybe have been ill-advised by his agents to sign for Southampton.
Yeah.
Maybe his agents have saw the money signs and thought, oh, hang on, we can make some money if he goes to the Premier League, so that would be absolutely fantastic. I mean, when you've got a manager... Now, look, so that manager, Ruben Sellers, right? Let's look at Ruben Sellers as a manager. He's never been a manager before. He's only been a coach, and he's Spanish. And obviously he's left the club now because Russell Martin's now the new manager of Southampton. But when you're playing for a manager who doesn't fill the team with a lot of confidence, look, when they played us Southampton, they deservedly took the lead and went ahead 1-0, and we came back and won a 3-1, right? Okay. But Southampton deserved to be ahead at half-time. This is where you saw how naive that manager was, because he tried to sit back in the second half, which made it worse, which meant we brought on the pressure more, and we ended up winning that game comfortably 3-1, as opposed to the attacking he brought at the first half. But again, like I say, I mean, Alcaraz, yeah, okay, it's a link. I mean, is Michael quite rightly? I'll just take his picture off. Michael says, great debate, totally agree. We can do better than Harvey Barnes, absolutely. NUSC are a monster club that's shaking up the league. We need quality to our squad with some good youth talent as well. Howie the lad says, Willock and Longstaff not scored many but played more than this kid. And Alan says the kid's only 20-year-old as well.
Yeah, that's the point. He's only 20 years old. This is the sort of kid that you buy to put in the under 23s to develop in the next seasons into a first team player.
Yeah,
and you need to get, but we wouldn't be able to get him at a price that makes that feasible. So he's not gonna. Who in midfield's he gonna push, let alone oust?
Yeah, well, we're not saying he's going to do that, Roly, but
Yeah, I know, but that's the sort of player that we need to be buying. Someone's going to put. I mean, I don't think he'd even push Elliot Anderson. To be honest,
we need players. We need players. Big names, big money, big wages. Win the Champions League, not these fucking Alcarazes and whoever you mentioned. These other relegation players,
I'm not necessarily sure you need big wages, but we need big ability players.
But we do. We do. You don't win the Champions League playing mediocre players with mediocre wages.
But if they're good players in other leagues, like Bruno, he wasn't on massive wages. We sort of doubled his wages, and he was on took his wage up to about £2.50 or something like that. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
gems from Europe.
Yeah, but you don't win champion. We're talking about the biggest competition in football, Lord. You've got to have Brunos in your team, but you can't win the Champions League with 11 Brunos. You need the Osimhens, you need the Harry Kanes, you need the Messis. You need big players.
He said he wants to get 2 or 3 elite players in this window.
Correct. You need them, and I think we'll be so. Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to happen because Amanda said we're going to win it all. You don't say that unless you're willing to spend big.
Foxy says ESM 1, Willock 3, Longstaff 1 in the Premier League this season.
Nah, Longstaff scored more than one. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, but he scored 2, and that was in the cup. But this is not in the. But this is in the league, the Premier League.
Oh, okay, maybe okay. Oh, well, come on.
Alan says came from the other side of the world at that age and done okay.
Just going back to those stats, I wouldn't swap Alcaraz for any one of those three.
Neither would I.
We're not saying swap them for any of those three, Rory. Foxy says we are not saying anyone right now to win the Champions League. We are signing players to maintain another top 4 challenge and compete in Europe.
Oh, so Foxy just wants to get knocked out in the group stages, but have another okay season and get top 4 again next season.
If we're in the competition, we want to win.
He's not saying we're getting knocked out the qualifiers, but what he's saying is the groups. But what he's saying is we're not going to win next season Champions League, which
why
we're
not?
not going to win the next. We're not going to win it, are we? Because let's be honest, the team.
Imagine saying that to Amanda. I think Amanda and them have different opinions on that, man.
Well, no,
all that hard work to get in the Champions League just to play a part. Is that what we're saying?
I'm not saying. The thing is, funnier things have happened. No, but the thing is, though, right? I'm just trying to be realistic. I can't see us win the Champions League. If we won it, I'll be bloody ecstatic. I'll tell you that now, right? But the thing is, though, what you got to remember is we've gotten to the top 4 quicker than Man City did after their takeover.
Yes,
when there was no such thing as FFP, when Man City could splash the cash like they did on Robinho, who was an absolute flop, and Rocky Santa Cruz, So
no, you're right. You're right.
They went out. They bought players. But the thing is, though, right? But we've gotten the top 4 quicker than Man City did when they were first taken over. And Foxy's saying, sorry, that was Foxy's comment. Alan says, I disagree. I think he's good. What has Anderson done? How many goals? He says, we're not going to win the Champions League this time, but it took Man City's 12 years to still not won it. And Harry, Scarfy Spurs Talk. Hi to you, Harry. Hope you're well, mate. Mm-hmm. And I saw your comment yesterday saying you wish Spurs finished 7th because then you could have gotten that Conference League. And it's going to be interesting to see what Postecoglou does for Spurs, whether he's made the right choice in leaving Celtic. Foxy says Man City dominated the Prem for how long and still never won the Champions League. So let's be realistic. Yeah, we want to go as far as we can, of course, but expecting us to win it is madness. Which is true. I mean,
optimism. I wouldn't say it's madness.
Do you know what I've said is?
Optimistic.
What I've said is next season's Champions League is what I've said. But what I've said ahead of next year's Champions League, next season's Champions League, I'll be happy if we get out the group stage and we get to the next round and say if we don't get any further, I'll say that's a success because, and I'll tell you why it's a success, because we ain't been in the Champions League for over 20 years. We had a European adventure back in 2012. Mike Ashley asked the FA if we could pull out of playing in a European competition because he didn't want to be in it, even though we finished 5th. That's how bad he was as an owner. He asked the FA, can we come out the Europa League? And the FA said, no, you can't, because you've qualified for the competition. You have to play in it. And Mike Ashley didn't want to. So that just shows you what he thought of us playing in Europe. But under these owners, it's totally different. But I think even if we got to see the quarterfinals, I think that's still deemed a success. Do you not, Roly?
Let's see what group we get.
You've said to me previously, Roly, if we finish 3rd, you'd be happy with that to go in the Europa League.
Well, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I like to under-promise and over-deliver. so it's one. We don't know what group we're going to get. We could get, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and some other big gun because we're in pot 4. But we could also end up with Feyenoord and some weaker teams where we should get out the group. So until the draw's being made, it's difficult to say what we're going to have a chance of what we're going to do. I mean, the other way of looking at it, and I think this is Kyle's standpoint. If you don't, correct me if I'm wrong, is that we play in the toughest league in the world, and we've gone toe to toe with the best teams, and only 3 of them have beaten us.
Yep.
Only 2 of them, only one team's beaten us at home. So why should we be worried about European teams?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some really good teams out there. I mean, I'm not saying that Real Madrid are going to rock up at St James's Park and we can put 6 past them in the first 20 minutes like we did Spurs.
Let's
give them a game.
I mean, really, let's look at Paris Saint-Germain. They signed Neymar for £198 million. They had Messi. They got Mbappe on a stupid amount of wages per week now. They've never ever won the Champions League, because they've gone out the stupid way in doing it, because they've gone out and bought these players in, big money players, big wages, and it hasn't worked for them, But
we need to upgrade in certain positions with elite players.
I totally agree.
And we'll give it a good go. I mean, at the beginning of the season, would you have thought that we'd have got to the Carabao Cup final?
No.
And why can't we do a similar thing in Europe? Because you're not thinking I don't think we'll necessarily win the Champions League. I'd love to.
Do you know why we did? Do you want to know why we did get to the final? Do you want to know why we did get top 4? Because we didn't have Foxy's mindset, right? And went in as a failure and just went, right, go out, have fun, do your best. It would literally have Eddie Howe's mindset of, you go out there, you do what we've trained for, all that hard work, we work as a team. We are literally, I'm not expecting to win the Champions League, as Foxy said. No one's expecting us to win the Champions League. But we're not expecting to get knocked out in the group stages neither. We'll be giving it all. Look at what we've done before we've spent big. We now have the opportunity to spend over 200 million. And for me, in my opinion, it's easier to get out the group stages in the Champions League than it is to finish top 4 in the Premiership. I think we will, and I think we'll get to the quarters. We may get knocked out in the quarters. We may get knocked out in the semis. I'm not expecting we're to win, but I just think people are really just thinking like the season was a fluke, and it wasn't. It was hard work, good effort, and it playing as a proper team and the best coaching. And I think we haven't even started yet. I just think we'll be surprised if we are in it to win it. Amanda and the Saudis are in it to win it. All that hard work wasn't done for nothing. We didn't do all that this season just to say, we made a top 4 one year. Like, no.
Thing is, Kel, we've only just scratched the surface. That's what we've done.
And look what we've done.
I mean, before the season started, yes, I know I keep saying this, but before last season started, I did say 7th place, win the Carabao Cup and get the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We didn't quite get further than the 3rd round of the FA Cup because Leighton struck twice with League One. But we got to the final of the Carabao Cup, so I was close to that bet, saying we'd win it. And to say finishing 7th, we finished in 4th place, higher than I even expected to, because my expectation was, I thought, no, we could get that 7th place because that's doable this season. But to get the Champions League was, wow,
Because we've got the right coaching, we've got the right manager, we've got everything just clicking at the minute. And we've got the right owners. Everything comes together. We don't even have the best squad, and look what we've done. Just wait till we start buying amazing players, which we need to compete in the Champions League, which we will get. I
totally agree, Kyle.
I think people will be surprised how well we do.
Yeah. I mean, look, I'll just go through some comments. I mean, Alan says, Tony, getting out the group stage would be a good result and qualification again next season. Jake says we'll get the semi-finals of the Champions League. He's like,
well done.
I think semis.
Yeah.
How are the lads? We won't be winning the Champions League. Let's be real.
We never said that.
Blakey says, if you offered me dropping into the Europa and winning next season, then I will. Where do I sign? So Blakey saying basically, if we finish 3rd and we're one of the best 3rd teams, and we or the Champions League drop out in the Europa League and we win that, we do qualify for the Champions League again. Do you know what? That's not a bad shout. Alan says, upgrade with some better players, but I think the kid at Southampton is definitely promising, knows the league now and scored and would be in a better team. I mean, look, we know this is going to go on the Alcaraz thing, but again, it's one of these. He's 20-year-old, but let's remember Anthony Gordon, 21, 22. Where did he come from? A team that struggles in the Premier League.
What's
A
he
team
done?
that escapes every year on the last day of the season. You know, they can't keep doing it, surely. Not
Anthony
yet. He
Gordon,
hasn't.
he's done nothing. He's overrated. He's got a big name. I don't know why. It's because he's ugly or something. I don't know. But he's done nothing. We're yet to see him do something, and people are just bigging him up like he's the next Neymar. He's not. I don't know why people are getting it from.
I don't know why people are saying that, but the thing is, right? I think, look, I'm not judging Anthony Gordon until he's had a pre-season with Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
When he's had a pre-season with Eddie Howe, we'll see how better he is next season. Because Eddie Howe will have looked at everything that he's done at Everton. Look at Everton, right? Let's be honest, Jack Kyle, right? Look at Everton, right? Anthony Gordon, who did he play for at Everton? First of all, he played under Rafa. Not too bad of a manager to play under. But then he played under Lampard. Lampard is not a manager. He's not a Premier League manager. He's crap. His coaching skills are non-existent. His coaching staff, not that great at all. Geordie Morris. I mean, Jesus, come on. He's pulling these out of somewhere.
No.
Out the Kellogg's cornflake packet. But he's not done it because he's had bad managers. And then, yes, he got sacked. He didn't play under Dyche because Dyche came in after Anthony Gordon was sold. So the thing is, right? So he's had to come to a club which his ambitions are higher than what Everton's have been. And he's even said himself, if you see his interview, he's even said, look, I've come into this team and I've got to start up my game. And he knows he's got to up his game. And I can see Anthony Gordon being a better player next season. I think, give him the pre-season, and I think you'll see a different player. I really do. Because Eddie knows how to get the best out of these players. And even if Alcaraz came into the club, I wouldn't say it's a bad move. I would back him, like I back any player. Like I back Chris Wood when he came to the club. You know, we got 90 million for Chris Wood. We've only spent 6 million on him. So happy days, great result, you know, for what we needed. So the way I look at it is, even if Alcaraz comes in, he's 20. Doesn't mean to say he's going to be a starter week in, week out. He could play in the cup games. We could even send him on loan to somewhere else in the Premier League to give him to see a mid-table team, like a Crystal Palace or somewhere like that, just so he plays week in, week out with a team that's not struggling near the bottom, but a team that's more mid-table, someone like Crystal Palace. If Roy Hodgson's manager there, then he'd play for Roy Hodgson, you know, or a Wolves even. So play under the Spanish manager, Lopetegui, who is a very good manager, by the way. So again, there's options there. You could send him on loan. It doesn't mean to say if we buy him, he plays for us. He might go on loan. That's what I'm trying to say to you. I'll just quickly go into some comments first of all, and then see. Foxy says, sign the 20-year-old prospect like Alcaraz for a relatively low fee will be the difference of Champions League success or failure next season. Laughing. He says, be patient. It's not even 2 years in this new era. Our time will come in Europe and domestically, but people want success now. Just chill and enjoy the ride. Paul says, depends on who we bring in, but I still think we'll do well in all competitions with the depth as well. I mean, look, the name that keeps mentioning, right? The one name that we keep seeing flash up is this man, Madison. Now, all the noise saw he wants to come, right? But Spurs want him. Now, can you see him honestly go to Tottenham? Now, Darren Bent's even saying he should be at Tottenham because he'd be the difference to Tottenham doing very well in the league. Now, I can't see him going to Tottenham because he's going to want European football. So why would he go to Tottenham who haven't got European football? Kel, would you have Madison at Newcastle?
Can you please go to Roly on this one?
I'll go to Roly. Right, Roly.
I'm
Madison.
sick of being negative.
Right, first of all, before I come to Roly, actually, I'll read out his stats, okay, for last season, how he done in the Premier League, and then you can judge for, and then this gives you an idea. You can judge for yourself then, Kyle, as well. Okay, so right, Premier League last season, he started 28 out of 30 games, was team of the week 5 times. He can play right wing and attacking midfield. He scored 10 goals from midfield and 9 assists. Okay, 9 assists. We know his penalties aren't great because we saw that miss against Everton, which if they beat Everton, Everton probably were relegated. Look, he's passing 79% accurate per game. Like I say, he's got 10 goals and 9 assists from midfield. Now then, Roly, Madison.
Yeah, very good player. I think that if he hadn't missed so many games, I don't think Leicester go down. He can unpick a defence. He's got that nice little bit of creativity about him, scores a reasonable amount of goals.
Mm-hmm.
If we can get him at the right price, I'd say he's Premier League experienced, knows some of the lads from the England, from his England call-ups. He'd be a very useful player. But I wouldn't want him to be the only sort of attacking midfielder.
No. Would you say yes or no to him, Roly?
I think I'd say yeah. At the right price, I'd say yeah. If I had the choice between him and Szoboszlai, that makes it harder. I'd like to have both of them, to be honest. And I think
exactly.
Szoboszlai being big, 4 years younger, I probably would go for him. But I think he'd be a very good addition to the squad. He's got some European experience as well.
Absolutely.
I think he's and he can provide for variety at free kicks and set pieces. So it's not all down to trips. I think if we could get him for, say, around 35, I think that'd be a good bit of business.
That'll be a snip. He's only got 12 months left on his contract, so Leicester can't ask for too much.
Here comes Kyle to shoot me down.
Jake says I think that Gordon song stuck in his head again.
No, right, you'll be surprised. I think he's a great player. I think you can, like what I said earlier, good players stand out even at the shittest clubs. Not I say shittest clubs, the clubs that are struggling at the time, right? Leicester won the Premier League, but the clubs that are struggling,
and the Community Shield.
So the shittest club's the wrong word, but clubs that are really struggling, good players stand out, and Madison's one of them. Harvey Barnes, different story. Madison is a top player. I'd love him at our club. We need an attacking midfielder. I don't want to see Bruno pushed up. I want an attacking midfielder. I want Bruno staying where he is because he's the best at it. And I think Madison at our club, around the players that we have and are getting and bringing in, you'll really see how good he is. I think I've not seen the best of Madison yet because of where he's been playing. I'd love him at the club. Absolutely love it. But I'm sick of hearing about Madison. How many years have we been linked with this guy? And I seen a post the other day him saying, "Oh, if we all stick together, we'll be back up in knee time. By August, by September, whatever. If we all just stick together, we'll get Leicester back up." No, and I was thinking, well, you just want to leave. But if we got him for 40 million, I think that's a great price, and I would love him at
35 to 40.
Yeah, no more than 40. If you're going for 50 million players, then you can do better and you can get better clubs that haven't been.
If they haven't got relegated, they could justify that, but they got relegated.
Yeah, exactly, Roly. Exactly. If Leicester finish, exactly.
They need to shift people because their income has dropped dramatically.
But I'd love him. I'd love him at the club. I think he's a fantastic player. He's a proper attacking midfielder who can score goals, set goals up, and it's something we need more than anything right now. Honestly, we've got the strikers, we've got the wingers, we've got the CDMs, we've got an amazing defense. Yes, we need depth, but an attacking midfielder is what we really need. Someone
that can unpick that defense when they go on that low block, which is what we struggle with. Because we've won 14 games.
Lakes of Palace.
Yeah, and Leeds of this.
Yeah,
that's what games.
That's what we're missing. We're missing that.
8 of those into wins.
Yeah, but Eddie doesn't play that formation. He doesn't play an attacking mid. but we need one, So my answer is yes. I'd love him at the club, and if we can get him for 40 million, any day of the week, I'd love him. But I'm sick of hearing about it. Let's just fucking get it done. If we want him, buy him, get him.
Exactly.
I'm sick of every window.
You've got a week till the window opens.
I know.
So Alan says, well, actually, no, a week today. The fixtures for the Premier League will be out at 9 a.m. a week today.
14th. The window opens on the 14th, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's 6 days' time. But on the 15th, the fixtures come out at 9 a.m. next Thursday.
And the new kit is tomorrow, isn't it?
Well, we think. We don't know. It's rumours. We don't know.
Right.
We've not heard nothing.
Okay.
Alan says, would be good getting both, but I don't think any chance of. So it'd have to be one or the other, Madison or Szoboszlai. And Howie the lad says, agree. Need to keep Bruno where he is. Need an attacking option. Absolutely. Right, guys, it's been an absolute fantastic show. We're coming to an end. We've been on 8 hours now. We're coming to an end of this show, but it's been fantastic. And Kyle, as always, absolutely fantastic having Kyle on.
Thank you.
And, I love getting Kyle on here because I think he's absolutely brilliant. Blakey says, can't sign players from abroad until July the 1st. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier, Blakey. The international window doesn't open until July. So, but you can buy players domestically in the United Kingdom. So, yeah. Right, Kyle, let people know where they can find you on your socials, if you don't mind. Thank you.
K Povey NUFC. It's on the screen. Twitter.
There you go. And Roly, the voice of reason.
I'm on Twitter at Paul67.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Roly, as Gary D calls you when he comes on. If you do like what you see, and if you haven't yet smashed that like, then please do. It does help the channel with search results. Also, if you're brand new at the channel, then please smash the subscribe. Free to do so, helps the channel grow. And the bell notification tells you when I'm live or a pre-record or any upcoming shows. So it's been a great debate, and we've had some
proper debates. Proper
debates, yeah, absolutely. And it's one of the few channels that talks Newcastle United. Absolutely. You get no red crap on this channel, that's for sure. So absolutely.
Roly, I'm agreeing. Me and Roly just don't argue about anything these days. We're like,
no,
we just know what we're talking about. It's
absolutely. But yeah, guys, I'm not sure what we're back with tomorrow, but we'll let you know in due course. But we'll be back over the weekend with some shows as well, and they'll probably come from my garden because if it's a nice night, a nice day, I'll not be sitting in the house doing it. I'll do it in the garden like I've done before. Foxy says, great show, guys. Take care, Tony, Kyle, and Roly. Thank you very much, Foxy, mate.
Well, I'm free for 10 days. No missus, no daughter, no children, just 5 or 6 dogs and 2 cats. So I'm free whenever you want me.
No worries, mate. I'll let you know, definitely. Good show, guys. Michael says, send UFC for life. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you very much. Bye, says Alan. Goodbye. And purely NUFC content, how it should be. Yeah, absolutely great. Yeah, I know I've done a couple of shows where I had the European tour, but that was just to get their thoughts and also the relegation, the promotion teams. I just wanted their thoughts on welcoming them to the Premier League. But apart from that, yeah, it's all Newcastle on here. Absolutely. And even when we do the Premier League predictions, it's all Newcastle fans. We don't bring an opposition fan on for that either. But anyway, guys, it's been a blast tonight. It's been absolutely fantastic. Great debates as usual. And, just what we like. That's what football's all about. It's all about opinions. As Greavesy once said, it is a funny old game. So remember, the future is bright. The future is black and white. So it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And moi.
How are the lads?